Welcome to How to Submit a Planning and Zoning Development Application and Access to the Village's e-Plan Review System. The Village of Royal Palm Beach has made streamlining the planning and zoning development application approval process a priority for homeowners, planning firms, and design professionals, therefore reducing the time it takes to obtain a planning and zoning development approval. The key element here is the replacement of our old paper-based plan review process with an electronic-based plan review system called ProjectDox. Our e-plan system allows for several cost and time-saving efficiencies, including online submittal of the development application, plans, and supporting documents electronically from the convenience of your office or home 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. This can be submitted from your desktop computer or on a mobile device. Review of the applications are done by our professional and trade disciplines here at the Village. Markups are made directly on a document to provide direction and clarity as to any items which require correction. Resubmission of the corrected documents electronically from the convenience of your office or home. Real-time return of your approved stamp plans once the fees are paid. This video provides the steps involved in the electronic application submittal and plan review process. It has been prepared as a general reference guide with instructions of the basic tasks necessary to complete a submittal and review using ProjectDox. In order to submit an application for a planning and zoning project online, you will first need to access the e-plan system called ProjectDox. You can access e-plans by going to www.royalpalmbeach.com/ProjectDox. By typing in that specific URL into your preferred browser, this will launch the OAS page, which in other words is called ProjectDox. To gain access, you simply would click on the Create Account button at the bottom, complete all the required fields, and that will give you access. It's that easy. So for the purposes of this video, we are going to go ahead and sign in to ProjectDox and submit a brand new planning and zoning development application. We're going to go ahead and sign in with our username, which is simply our email address. So I will enter in my email address here, and I will enter my password. And this will take me directly inside of OAS, which is the main portal page. As you can see on the far right here, I have a couple of projects that's been approved. I'm going to go ahead and scroll down here, and we have a type section here. I will click on type and select planning and zoning application. So our application needs a name. You can call it anything you like. I'm going to call this Final Plat Ray. And I will click on the Start Application Process button, and this will launch the planning and zoning application in an electronic form. So right here, the first option here is, are you the property owner? We're going to go ahead and enter in our information, first and last name, and our address. And we will enter in our email and our phone number. And we will scroll down here very slowly, and if I hired an agent or a consulting firm, this option is optional. And there's a question here, are you the agent or consulting firm on behalf of the property owner? Let's just say I was the agent supplying or submitting this on behalf of the property owner. I can go ahead and check this box here. That'll copy in all the information I entered here and populate it here at the bottom. If I was not the agent, I would not check that if I was not submitting on behalf of the property owner. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that confirmed here because I'm an agent supplying on behalf of the property owner. So if I scroll down here at the bottom, we are going to go to our first section, which is general information. We're going to go ahead and enter our project name. We're going to call this Final Plat Ray. So we will enter in our property control number. And our street address. And go down the list and basically complete everything that has an asterisk. Essentially, anything that has an asterisk, you must complete that, or you will not be able to submit your application. The first option, existing land use. Click on the drop down arrow, and for the purpose of this video, we're just going to go ahead and select vacant here. And proposed land use, pick what's accordingly to your application. I'm going to pick not applicable. Existing future land use map designation. I'm going to go ahead and pick utility here, and just go down the list and pick accordingly to your application. And total site area acreage, we will enter 10,000. Project type, residential or commercial. Total square footage. Number of buildings. And very important, we are at the application type. This is going to determine what additional documents you need to apply. So based on your application type, go down to the list and pick very carefully. Remember, we submitted a final plat, so here's our final plat here. So enter the nature of the improvements located on the subject of the property. We're just going to simply enter final plat here, and we will enter that down the list here. Has this application been filed within the last year in connection with the subject of the property? If it was, you would pick your options accordingly. I'm going to go ahead and just select no for all of these here. And lastly, the legal description of the property. And we will scroll down here, and there's some additional options here. If I had a developer or a planner, you can enter this, but it is optional here. It's not required. Architect, engineer, I will just scroll all the way down here. None of this applies to me. I will scroll all the way to the bottom, and there's some acknowledgments I need to complete. Put a check on the acknowledgments, and then there's a signature acknowledgement that will populate my first and last name and the date. And very importantly, scroll all the way to the right and confirm everything here on the far right has it complete. You want to make sure nothing says incomplete. So if I scroll up here, looks like complete. Everything has a complete status, and I will scroll all the way down very slowly here, and we're going to go ahead and submit our request. So what this does is, this submits our we have submitted our application. You get a generic thank you message, has the applicant name, it's got the signature and the request date. What happens next is ProjectDox will email you. It takes about 1 to 3 minutes to receive that initial email. ProjectDox works as a task-based system. You will receive emails with tasks that you must complete and instructions on what you need to do. So while we are waiting here, we're going to go ahead and launch my email here, and we should receive an email from ProjectDox detailing the next steps we need to do. Go ahead and launch my email here. And as you can see, we just received our first email from ProjectDox, and we're going to double click it. And it is called Upload and Submit Task Assignment. So it says, attention Raymond, welcome to the Electronic Plan Review System. This invitation is regarding PLM 104, Final Plat. So if I scroll down here, there are some actions I need to perform. They are telling me to click the project link access below. If I click on this link below, this will take me directly inside of my project. I'll go ahead and close my email here because we're done with that for now. So by clicking on that project link access, this will take me directly inside my project, and we are now inside what's called an e-form. So being that I'm the applicant, it's got my group here, applicant. There's what's called an upload and submit task. Remember, we received the email on that. You must click on the upload and submit task and accept this. Do you want to accept this task? Go ahead and click OK. And what this does is this brings up the e-form, maximize it. Be sure to maximize all your windows because there's some hidden buttons that you will not see if you don't maximize your window. So right now we are on the upload and submit page, and it's got our project name, description, and it has some task instructions here for us. It's very important that you read the task instructions fully and basically follow the directions. Please upload the files into the appropriate folders below. Select the checkbox at the bottom and click Upload Complete to submit your files. So right here it states, based on the application type you have selected, please click the following link to access the supplemental document. So basically, because I selected Final Plat, I wasn't sure on what documents they need. So if I click on this link right here, this will take me directly to the village's website, and it will detail to me the documents that I need to submit based on the final plat. I need to submit a warranty deed, consent form, justification statement of use, a survey, a plat, and a public notice doc. And also here it tells me the legal deposit that I need to pay and the application fee. So these are all the documents that I need to supply based on my final plat application. So I'm going to go over down here to my folder here on my desktop. I have a folder here called Final Plat, and if I go ahead and open that up, I have all of the documents that are required based on the website here on the village by clicking on that link detailing what I needed to supply. As you can see, warranty deed, consent form. If I go back over here, it's very important. Make a folder on your desktop, download all the forms, complete them, and submit them. So before we submit that, I wanted to show you one more thing here. On the village's website, they have what's called an applicant user guide. So go ahead and open that, and specifically we're going to jump to pages 5 and 6. So we're going to go ahead and go to page 5 here. Let me go ahead and maximize this here. There's what's called a planning and zoning file naming convention. It's very important that you review this before submitting and naming your files. These are the naming convention that you must follow based on the files and applications that you are submitting. So based on if I have a site plan cover sheet, this is the final name on the right, landscape cover, etc. This is the standard I need to follow. If it's more than one sheet, it will be 001, 002, etc. So I wanted to highlight this to show you this. It can be downloaded from the village's website. Next page I wanted to show you is page 6, which is the village's markup and change mark agency. These are the different agencies in the village. If it's architectural, civil, based on the markups, if I see these colors, these are the agencies that applies to it. So if it's from the fire department, smoke control, etc., I wanted to show you this. Page 5 and 6. Page 5's got the file naming convention. 6 has the different agencies and colors. So this is the applicant user guide that can be downloaded from the village's website. So go ahead and close that. So what we're going to go do is go back into our e-form here, and first thing we're going to do is going to click on the application documents button, and this will populate a select files to upload. If I go ahead and click on that, I'm going to go ahead and maximize my window. You have the option of dragging your files into this window, or you can click on the browse for files button here. I'm going to go ahead and click on the browse for files button, and this is already directed to my final plat folder on my desktop. So I will simply left click and highlight all my files, click open, and it's got them staged, and I will hit upload files. What this is doing is uploading all of my files into ProjectDox for my application. I'll go ahead and hit the close button, and lastly scroll down, and there is a task complete button. You must check that. I have uploaded all required drawings and or documents, and click on the upload submit, click OK. We'll go ahead and close this here. And now what that does is I have submitted my development planning application and submitted my documents. Next thing, you will receive an email from ProjectDox stating they have received your files. So what's happening next is the village is reviewing all of my documents and files, confirming that I've signed everything. Everything's notarized. As you can see, here's our email here from ProjectDox. Upload and submit task was completed. Attention, we have received the following files. So they are reviewing all of my files, and if I missed anything, I will receive an email. It's very important that you pay attention to your emails, because like I said, ProjectDox is a task-based system. You will receive emails on the task that you need to complete. So with that said, that is how you submit a planning and zoning development application. Thank you.